Hello and welcome back to another video. You already know the drill, so let's not wait to get into the video. So here is what I watched in September. Time Bandits. The first film I watched this month was Terry Gilliam's fever dream time travel adventure comedy Time Bandits. The basic synopsis is that a young boy accidentally joins a band of time traveling dwarves as they jump from era to era looking for treasure to steal. This is a fun and cute family adventure flick that features some stellar visuals and set design. While I only gave this film 3.5 stars, it was one that I heavily recommend just for the enjoyment factor. Plus, I will bet you $20 you will not guess how this film ends. And if you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Eraserhead. I rewatched David Lynch's surrealist nightmare Eraserhead this month. Henry Spencer tries to survive his industrial environment, his angry girlfriend, and the unbearable screams of his newborn mutant child. I won't go into much detail here, as earlier this month I posted a David Lynch ranked video, which you should watch if you haven't watched already. The Suckling. Have you ever wanted to watch a film about a mutated aborted fetus? If so, I have the perfect movie for you. The Suckling tells the tale of a pregnant woman who reluctantly goes to an illegal abortion clinic, which also doubles as a brothel, only to have her aborted mutated fetus attack everyone at the clinic. It's definitely a wild film that is held back by its budget. However, it is a fun time, and even though it isn't that great of a film, I still recommend giving it a watch. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I always thought it was odd that I hadn't seen this film until now, as this seems very much like a film I would have loved in high school. Fear and Loathing features an oddball journalist and a psychopathic lawyer as they travel to Las Vegas, only for a series of psychedelic escapades to occur. It's fun and has some striking visuals and cinematography, but unfortunately, I just didn't care much for the film, and I had a good time, but something about it just held it back from me truly loving it like most people do. Inferno. I watched Dario Argento's very colorful film Inferno. An American student investigates the disappearance of his sister and death of a friend, both connected from New York to Rome by an old alchemy book. I think what clicks with me so much for Argento is the use of colors in his films. I'm a sucker for bright and beautiful colors, as you can see with the umbrellas of Cherbourg in the background. And Argento utilizes that to his greatest ability. It's not necessarily up there very high for my favorite Argento, but I definitely recommend this film along with all of Dario Argento's filmography. Possession. Probably the toughest watch of this month goes to this film. Just for all the themes within this. A woman starts exhibiting increasingly disturbing behaviors after asking her husband for a divorce. Suspicions of infidelity soon give way to something much more sinister. This film was amazing, number one, but number two, the cinematography tells most of the story and adds to the unease. And I had noticed that while filming or while watching it, and then watched like a video on TikTok, kind of like explaining all of that. I don't remember who posted it, otherwise I would link it in the description. But yeah, go watch it for yourself and you will see what I mean. It's an amazing film, but just be warned, it is super hard to watch and has some very heavy themes that might be upsetting to most or some viewers. Conjuring Last Rites. I watched the new and last Conjuring film. In this film, we watch Ed and Lorraine Warren take on one last terrifying case, involving mysterious entities they must confront. It's a fine film with some cool visuals, but like the entire series, it has clunky writing and relies too much on cheap jump scares to be scary. Paranormal horror is a subgenre that just does not click with me, and this whole series I just could not get down with, unfortunately. I enjoy the first one a lot. I speak very highly of the first Conjuring and acknowledge the impact that it has had on the horror genre, but unfortunately after that I don't have much else positive to say about this film or this series. Killer Nun. Horny, gruesome, gory, shocking, and offensive. We follow Sister Gertrude, a cruel nun who discovers depraved pleasure and a frenzy of drug addiction, sexual degradation, and sadistic murder. This film might not be for everyone, but goddamn did I have a great time with it. The Boxer's Amen. Possibly the most bizarre watch this month. While in Thailand to avenge his brother who was crippled in a fight with a corrupt Thai boxer, a man gets caught up in a web of fate, Buddhism, and black magic. Man, it is even more bonkers than what you think. It is a fun watch, but it's super balls to the walls its whole runtime. Nisha 1 and 2. I had heard a lot of chatter of these films and decided to watch both of them, and boy, oh boy, they are just as good as you've heard. I won't go into much detail on this, as I do anticipate the second one getting a nomination at the Oscars for Best Animated Feature, which I'll probably make a video on all of those when that list comes out at the end of the year. But in the meantime, you should absolutely watch both Nisha 1 and 2. And go in as blind as you can, because they are just as amazing as you've heard. The Devils. If you can't tell, I watched a lot of the films on the Nunsploitation collection on the Criterion channel this month. In 17th century France, Father Urbain Grandier's protection of the city of Loudun from the corrupt Cardinal Richelieu is undermined by a sexually repressed nun's accusation of witchcraft. A very tough film to watch, and has a lot of blasphemy. So if that's not your thing, or you struggle with religious themes, I strongly recommend you stay as far away from this as you can. I liked this, but it definitely is not for everyone. Halloween 2. As I prepped for my second annual Spooktober, I watched Halloween 2. Which is actually one of my personal favorites in the series. After Dr. Loomis shoots Michael Myers, Michael escapes and is now on the loose in Haddonfield. Laurie Strode is taken to the hospital, and Dr. Loomis continues to hunt down Michael with the help of the police. Michael continues killing the citizens of Haddonfield and heads to the hospital to kill Laurie. It's now up to an injured Laurie and Dr. Loomis to stop Michael in his murderous rampage. A fun sequel in the Halloween series that if you hate, you are my enemy. Him. I checked out the new film Him, and was actually very disappointed by it. A young athlete descends into a world of terror when he's invited to train with a legendary champion whose charisma curdles into something darker. The film is as predictable as you can get and was shot like a 2000s MTV music video, which is kind of cool when Darren Aronofsky did it, but here it just kind of sucks. I thought the effects were kind of cool, but the whole X-ray stuff was cheesy and kind of stupid. I don't know. It just was not my thing. And that is everything I watched in September. Thank you for joining me as I discuss another month of movies. Before I send us our separate ways, I wanted to make a little announcement. With October rolling around, I am beginning to roll out my spooky side, which brings me to a fun event. This is now the second year that I will be doing my annual Spooktober event on Letterboxd. Every day for the month of October, I'll watch at least one horror movie. This is a super fun event, and one that people have talked to me year-round about. But this year, I'm going to be doing something a little different. Every day, I'm going to be posting a review up to a minute long on both YouTube Shorts and TikTok. So to stay in the loop, follow my Letterboxd, follow my Instagram, and follow my TikTok, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I need all the engagement I can get. Thank you, and I cannot wait to see you again.